Hello, Rainbow Fish. I'm sorry you're not at school today, but I'm going to read you a story anyway. Do you remember the story Micawber by John Lithgow? On the title page it says Micawber by John Lithgow. One Sunday in springtime, Micawber arose from his Central Park carousel nest. He straightened his whiskers and polished his nose and set off for the place he loved best. He scampered past pigeons and poodles and geese, past boathouse, bandshell, and zoo, past joggers and skaters and mounted police, to a place on Fifth Avenue. For inside was a splendid collection of art, a sight for a squirrel to treasure, a feast every week for his eyes and his heart, which Micawber could savor at leisure. Through the windows he gazed at Van Dyck and Van Gogh. He's up here. Appraised every Rembrandt and Titan. He would scrutinize Rubens, peruse each Rousseau, inspect each Lautrec and Cassette and Moreau. He would find a new favorite each time he would go, and nobody charged him admission. But a stranger appeared this particular day. As Micawber peered down through a skylight, he stood at an easel beneath a Monet that depicted a haystack at twilight. Micawber observed her for hours on end as she copied each texture and shade. He noted the stroke of each brush she extended, the rare concentration and care she expended. She'd become his unwitting and unknowing friend by the time the day started to fade. So he hid in the box where her paints were all stowed, while she bicycled home unawares. Then he sneaked himself into her modest abode as she hauled her equipment upstairs. From the box after midnight, the stowaway crept, stretched his limbs and adjusted his eyes, and while his beguiler contentedly slept, he rifled through all her supplies. Micawber's dull life, with its tedious toils, all at once seemed 100 times duller, as he straddled a palette and squeezed out some oils and discovered the wonders of color. He daubed at a canvas with cardamom green, employing his tail as a brush, then magenta, vermilion, ultramarine, Alzurian, crimson, and bright tangerine. Such a radiant rainbow he never had seen, so splashy and lavish and lush. By morning, Micawber was finally done, and so proud that he practically fainted. He'd been looking at paintings from day number 1, but never a painting he'd painted. As the sunlight poured in, he was ready to go, leaving everything just as he found it. Through the transom he scrambled, his canvas in tow, rolled up with a shoelace tied round it. He's going right there. A truck trundled by as Micawber alit. On the side it said Park Sanitation. He bounded aboard it, ignoring the grit, and completed his pre-gringination. I never can say that word. He returned 30 times by the following fall, and the paintings poured forth like a geyser. He fastened them all to his living room wall, and the woman was never the wiser. So if some July you should chance to pass by a Viridian Central Park dale, look around for a squirrel with a gleam in his eye and some paint on the end of his tail. And if you should visit the old carousel, look up at the uppermost part. Inside, although nobody ever could tell, a talented squirrel continues to dwell. If you try, you can picture it clear as a bell. Micawber's Museum of Art. The end. We miss you, rainbow fish. We'll see you soon.